Hello, Colonel. Ray Wheatley.
Who is this?
It's Ray Wheatley, Colonel.
Oh, Ray, how's everything in Australia?
Very good, Colonel. Very good down here, mate.
Hey, listen, son, those pictures that you sent me with Muhammad Ali, I never saw those pictures. Those are beautiful.
Oh, that's great. You haven't seen them before?
No, hey, Ray, I'm in Boston right now having dinner, but I got plenty of time for you. What do you need from me?
Oh, I was just going to ask you a few questions about the rumble in the jungle, Colonel, if that's okay.
You want to do it right now?
Yeah, mate, yeah, if I just get a couple of comments.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Colonel, with the rumble in the jungle, Ali apparently devised a plan to do the rope-a-dope. Do you think he let Angelo Dundee in or anyone else that that was the tactics he was going to use?
No, I'll tell you exactly. Muhammad didn't listen to anybody. Angelo Dundee was nothing but a guy that came in like 3 days before the fight. Gene Kilroy ran Muhammad Ali.
Right.
So Angelo took all the bows because he was a great speaker and a great politician. And his brother, of course, was the brains of the Angelo Dundee family, of the Dundees, was Chris Dundee. He was the promoter.
Right.
And by this time, Muhammad was controlled by the Muslims. And they didn't care about him. All they cared about was the money. But Angelo, looked after him and took all the bows. But it was Muhammad that came up with the idea of the rope-a-dope. But don't forget, this was his second fight after fighting Jerry Quarry.
Right.
He had kind of a tough time with Jerry because Jerry was tough.
Right.
And so after that, during that fight, he came up with that strategy, Ray.
Oh, I see. Apparently he told Bobby Goodman that he noticed the ropes were loose or something before the fight and asked Bobby Goodman to tighten the ropes up. Do you know anything about it?
Angelo Dundee?
Angelo Dundee, they say, did that.
That's right, but Bobby Goodman started tightening up the ropes, and Benini Brown came out and said, Muhammad wants him loose. And Bobby said, what? It said, if Muhammad wants him loose, but Bobby was working for George Foreman then.
Oh, I see, right.
Little skullduggery.
Oh, I'm with you. Okay. That's right. Very interesting. Now, Colonel...
Bobby and his father are both in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. They're great friends of mine. Murray Goodman was the old cigar smoker. He was resigning after every fight, and Bobby was just a great professional. He was a matchmaker in Madison Square Garden, Don King Productions.
That's right, yeah. I got to meet Bobby a couple of times at the IBF boxing conventions he used to attend.
They're the only father and son that are in the Boxing Hall of Fame.
Oh, right. That's great, isn't it? Really, that's fantastic. Now, with the fight itself, the sparring partners were Larry Holmes, Eddie Jones, and Roy Williams. They were the three. Do you think they knew that Ali was going to use those tactics?
I think he fought Dwayne Bobbitt.
He did. He fought Rodney Bobbitt. That's correct.
Is that who he fought that night?
He fought Rodney Bobbitt. Yeah, he fought Rodney Bobbitt. Stopped him inside the distance.
Well, look it up in BoxRec who he fought. When Larry that night, I believe that he showed me what a dominant fighter he was with the left jab. He had a really good left jab. He had a really strong chin. And Larry, to me, is maybe one of the top 2 or 3 heavyweights in the world, in world history.
In the history of boxing.
And he was a sparring partner to Muhammad Ali.
Right. Hey, Colonel, Muhammad Ali started his... he met Veronica Porsche over there in Zaire. He met Veronica Porsche. He met her in Zaire.
Oh, yeah, the Porsche. His wife?
That's right. It became his wife later on. Do you think that would have affected his performance? Didn't seem to affect his performance, did it? Him having the affair.
Muhammad didn't drink. He didn't do drugs. He trained properly. His only weakness was women. And what happened in fights didn't bother him at all. He was that much of a showman. In fact, before me in 1973, Caracas, Venezuela. It was George Foreman and Norton, and Ali was on the color commentary with me. And of course, you know that Foreman knocked out Norton, and Norton actually beat Ali twice, although Norton, the score was against him. But in all reality, and I love Muhammad, Norton won all three of those fights. The first one was in San Diego, and he broke his jaw.
Right.
The second one was in California, and he won that fight. And the third one, he won that fight as well, was in Yankee Stadium, and I did that fight. And when I called that fight in Yankee Stadium, I said, listen to me, folks. Kenny Norton has won this fight, but he won't get the decision. And when the decision came down, Muhammad had won by like 1 point. And he wins the fight, but he didn't win the fight, Ray. Take it from me, and I love Muhammad.
Yeah.
And I spoke at Norton's funeral, so I was psyched with him. And I also inducted Norton into the Hall of Fame. So they're all friends of mine, and I'm telling you, Norton won that fight as well.
Right. Yeah, that seemed to be that way, didn't it?
Yeah, but that's information that most people wouldn't have.
No.
Be good for your newspaper.
Yeah. Well, Colonel, thank you very much for that, for those comments. That's great. You have a great time in Boston.
Yeah, I'm going to Reykjavik on Tuesday to Iceland. There's a big volcano going off, and I can't wait to get there.
How long does it take to get over there? How long?
You stay well, and you call me anytime you want. I'll do anything for you. You know that.
You're a gentleman, Colonel. You take care.
Thank you, Ray.
Love you, Colonel.
Bye.
Ta-da.